beautiful Saturday. Heading out to eat with the boyfriend. And I wanted to talk about Princess Di. Now, we all know the anniversary just passed on August 31st. And Tubi, if you don't have it, download it. They have a documentary called Killing Diana. And I was a kid, so I was really young, but I do remember they talked very highly of her. She actually donated. She did a lot of charity work, so she actually visited Africa. She went to AIDS patients and she hugged them. She's a very down-to-earth person. First of all, before she even married Prince Charles, she was an assistant teacher, which I did not know. She was an assistant teacher. She had her first child at 20. Did not know that. She was married at 19. And she was a maid as well. She was a maid and assistant teacher before she became royalty, before she even married Prince Charles. And the age difference wasn't that bad between them. She was 19, he was 31 when they married. So he was a little older, but there were infidelities. In fact, the woman that he got married 2 years after, he was cheating with her throughout their marriage. And she was very blunt, she was very transparent, and that's what people loved about her. And her spirit, she was so much more than just a princess. She was the world's princess. And that's how you have to be. And she also, this is what people don't know, she was a revolutionary. She was determined to raise her children without a nanny, so they didn't like her for that because she was standing against that. She took her children to theme parks, and when they went to see Santa, she made them stand on line like everybody else. And I thought that was dope when I heard that. And they went to school. They went to private school with other kids, and they had a normal childhood. And after her divorce, she actually dated a Muslim, 2 Muslims guys. And so back then, she was hated for that because, the royalty, even though she was divorced, that's another thing, she's the first one to get divorced. That wasn't very popular. So she really stood up for herself, and she was so transparent. And there's actually an interview of her, and they asked her about her marriage, and she said, yeah, it was 3 people in the marriage, and I'm not, she's like, I'm not fond of that. That's not what I want for myself. And that, as a woman of her stature, that takes a lot of courage to say, I'm being cheated on, this is not what I want, and I'm moving on. So to be from such royalty and to be a princess and to stand up for your beliefs and not care who dislikes it, that takes a lot. That takes a lot of courage. So I commend her for that. Me and my dad was talking about it today. They feel like, some people feel like the family set up her death. I don't really know about that, but maybe it was set up. It's very unfortunate how she passed away. In France, because the US and the UK is very different from France. In France, if you get into an accident or whatever, they work on CPR on you until the ambulance gets there. Whether, as with us, we'll just rush you to the emergency room. So some people feel like that's what killed her because the ambulance didn't come right away. That they try to do, CPR on her right then and there. Who knows? They also said that the driver was drunk. So that's kind of unfortunate that he was drunk and then he was speeding. Everybody knows that's not a good combination at all. So the documentary was excellent. It was like by far the best documentary I've ever seen. It was very detailed. Also, they talked about her son that's married to a black woman. Unfortunately, they were harassed. They were on Oprah, and Oprah asked him, who was the family member harassing you? He said he cannot say. And that's a little scary because why can't he say? Why can't he say the name of the person that was harassing his wife? And it was so much harassment that he had to step down. That's how traumatic it was, and that's pretty sad. But yeah, watch the documentary Killing Diana. Is some details in there that are so good. I learned a lot about Princess Di, and she wasn't just a princess, she was the world's princess. She refused to have a nanny. She also was the first to give birth in a hospital, because in tradition you're supposed to give birth at home. She said, no, I want to give birth in a hospital with doctors. So she did so many things that she was the first of. And they say because of her sons married who they loved. Her firstborn married to a black woman. The second one is married to a woman he met from college. No arranged marriages there. So yeah, Killing Diana on Tubi. Check it out.